Welcome back to Forgotten Working Class Podcast. I'm John, your host, and today we have Lane with us. So, how are you doing today, Lane?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Not bad.
It's
All right,
good.
where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from my little hometown Barhead in Alberta, up in Canada here.
Oh, how's the weather up there?
So far it's pretty nice. Yeah, the sun's shining. There's no clouds in the sky. It's not raining anymore. We've got quite a bit of rain actually the last little bit, but
Yeah, we've
yeah,
got a lot of
no, it
rain down here too.
looks like a nice day today anyway so far.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Always good when the sun's out.
Yeah.
So, what do you do for a living?
I work as a derrick hand on a drilling rig right now. Hopefully, be drilling soon. So yeah, just been working on the drilling rigs for the last like 7 years now. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So, what made you want to get into that industry?
Um, Honestly, I don't know. It's just kind of like that small town thing to do, I guess. But like back when I was a kid, I grew up on like a small farm, and there was a rig came out and drilled a one well on our land, and I think it was about like seven, I'm gonna say, and they brought us out and like toured us around to what they could, anyways. And I don't know, I just thought it was pretty cool and stuff. And then yeah, I don't know, went from there. I didn't start with the rigs. I went to college actually first.
Yeah.
Got my petroleum engineering diploma, so it's a 2 year course in college. But then when I graduated, it was 2016, and that's when the oil patch up here, anyways, was pretty slow. So couldn't get anything like as in regards to like an office job, but went to the field instead, which I was kind of more leaning towards, anyways.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much been it since. So
Nice.
yeah.
Is anybody in your family blue collar? I mean,
Um,
you grew up on a farm, right? A small farm, or
Yeah, yeah. Like my dad didn't. It's just more of a hobby farm. He's got a few cows and stuff. But my grandpa, he did quite a bit of grain farming and more cows. Like I think he was up to 100 cows or something. So, yeah, it's mostly farming. I'm pretty much the only, I guess, oil field blue collar guy. Otherwise, I got like relatives that are like into the construction and a couple electricians and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
but
that's what we say at Arcing Head. It's a
yeah.
blood type. It's in your blood.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's yeah, you're either a doctor or you're
Yeah,
somebody blue collar in my town. So
that's right. I mean, it's the same down here. I mean, you're
right.
either doing one thing or another. There's no real in between.
Yeah, yeah.
So, are you based just in Canada, or do you move around? Do you come to the States? Do you go to different countries?
Yeah, like for like just the normal guys, I guess. Yeah, it's either Canada or US. There has been instances like where like rig managers, so like the guys right at the top.
Yeah,
I know they were coming down to the States to work on rigs that left Canada to go to the States. But like for guys like me, I know it's just you're either Canada or you're in the US. I've kind of been doing like this social media thing though with my company, um, making videos for their TikToks and the marketing and stuff this past spring. So I went down to Houston a couple months ago, and I'm actually coming back down there on Sunday here for a couple days just to I'm not sure what the agenda is this time, but yeah, no, I'll be coming back down to Houston for about 4 or 5 days, and then coming back home and more or less going straight to my rig then, because then we'll be firing up from our like spring breakup we call it up here.
God, it's gonna be a long week, man.
Yeah,
All that
it's gonna be
travel and
busy.
yeah, right back to work. That's
Yeah,
rough.
yeah.
Definitely
No,
rough.
it's 5 days in Houston, and then yeah, come back, sleep one night, and then probably drive up to the rig the next day. So for about 20 days. So
God.
it's gonna be.
Um, so for your, or are you the one? You have a drone? Are you doing the drone shots I've seen on your TikTok?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, I got a drone, and then the company I work for, Precision, they bought a drone also for my little social media gig, I guess I had for a couple months.
Yeah, because I've
But
seen some
yeah, no,
wild shots.
yeah, it's pretty cool actually. The stuff that
Definitely.
you do, it's well, I don't know, it's just a completely different camera angle you can get, and
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I like flying that thing. It's pretty fun.
How long did it take you to learn how to fly it?
uh, not too long, honestly. I mean, it's pretty straightforward to fly it. It's just getting good at it to make it look smooth and stuff is
Yeah.
the key. So I think I've had mine for about a just about a year. So I mean, it's yeah, about a year's worth of practicing, I guess.
Yeah, I tried to fly my daughter. We bought my daughter one. It wasn't nothing crazy, but I
Yeah.
tried to fly it and it did not work out.
No.
Right to the ground. Right to
Yeah.
the ground. I was like, "Yeah, I'm done."
Yeah. I think my coworker bought one after he seen mine, and I think he still had pieces of the wrapper on it, and he had already broke it. So.
Those things ain't cheap either. I mean, the good ones
Oh
are definitely not cheap.
no, yeah, the like I got a DJI, and yeah, I think it was $1,000 just for the kit, and yeah, that was like not even like a one with a bunch of batteries and a bunch of gadgets and stuff with it. It was just the drone and the controller, just about. So
Jesus.
yeah, no, they're not cheap, but they're definitely I would say worthwhile for getting your different camera angles and stuff and
Yeah.
whatever. So
So you said after you come back from Houston, after you sleep your one night at home,
yeah.
then you're on for 20 days? Because that was one of my questions of how long are you on and how long do you get off?
Yeah, so up here, anyways, we do like 20 and 10, so that's 20 days on, 10 days off. Or some rigs do 14 and 7, so 14 days on, 10 or 7 off, sorry.
Yeah.
So I guess the process that my rig's been doing is we come in, our first shift is our night shift, so we'll do 10 night shifts, and then we get like a changeover. We'll do our from 7 o'clock to 7 o'clock shift, go to sleep for like we get 8 hours off, come in for like 2:30 in the afternoon, work 4 hours. That's our short chain shift. And then we'll come in the next morning at 7 in the morning, and then we'll do our 10 day shifts, and then we'll go home for 10 days. So
Damn,
and then that's same thing with that 14 and 7. You do half nights, half days, and then go home for a week.
that's a hell of a schedule.
Yeah, it gets pretty hard sometimes. Like I know guys, especially who aren't used to, interrupted sleep schedules, they kind of have
Yeah.
a rough go with it. Um, but I mean, a guy does get used to it a little bit. But yeah, no, it's still that first night shift, I guess, after you're really tired. But yeah, you still only maybe get a few 4 or 5 hours of sleep, kind of thing.
Yeah. I like night shift. Night shift was my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Without
mind it, especially now in the summertime, now that it's getting warmer.
exactly.
It's definitely nicer, especially with us. We have to wear coveralls and hard hat and boots and
Yep.
gloves and everything. So yeah, it definitely gets pretty warm under the coveys.
Yeah, it's nice to have night shift. That's what I did a lot of night shift. Day shift is all right, but like you said, when you're, especially welding or something like that, that heat was killing us.
Yeah.
Night
Yeah,
shift
I
was
mean,
nice.
we can't probably really complain compared to your guys' heat, but no, it's still it still gets pretty hot up here some
Yeah.
years.
So you said you're a Derrick Hand, right?
Yeah.
And that consists of you all the way up on the top, right? I mean,
Yeah,
close to the
so
top.
yeah, like anytime we gotta say trip pipe to change the bit or something, yeah, we rack the pipe back in the derrick. So um yeah, that requires a guy to go up and pull each stand back one at a time, tie it in and whatever. Or if we're going back in, put the pipe back in the elevators. So yeah, pretty much Derrick Hand more or less is involved with anything in the derrick, obviously. So any kind of maintenance or troubleshooting, I guess. Like say we got a bad cord up there, we got to monkey around and figure out what the problem is up there, working at height slots. So
So for people who don't know, because I mean I don't know everything about an oil rig,
yeah.
you say the derrick. What is the derrick? Like what is
Um,
that area on the rig?
well, the derrick's that big white pointy thing and that stands up in the sky, I guess.
So it's your whole mast.
Yeah, the
Like the
mast.
whole,
Yeah. Yeah. So there's the derrick, and then there's like the structure that it stands on. That's called the sub or
okay.
substructure, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you got a couple other buildings like the doghouse is up there. That's now with these newer rigs, excuse me. That's kind of like the control center. That's where the driller will sit and run all the controls and stuff. But yeah, the mast is more or less just the structure to hold like the top drive that turns and
Yeah.
rotates the pipe and pumps the fluid down. That's really all that's for. And then I guess for tripping out or stuff like that, it helps rack the pipe back rather than having to lay it down every time. So
So you said when you guys are changing bits. So I did drilling and blasting. Now I
yeah.
didn't work on a massive rig. I worked on a mobile drill, and we would drill about 28 feet into the ground, and then put our tubes in, and then explosives and everything.
Oh, okay.
How often do you go through bits?
Um, that's it's a pretty broad statement, I guess, because it depends where you're drilling, how
How tough the
deep
rock's
you're
going to be?
going. Yeah, there's so many factors in that. But like for I would say, I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty broad, I guess.
Ours was like, down here where we were drilling into limestone, it was like every couple weeks you had to take out and change the teeth on the bit. And
Oh, okay.
then, after a while you just drop the whole bit, put a whole new bit in.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like for us, I mean, a bit can last a couple weeks if they let it. But everything's so fast now. If it slows down a little bit, they say no, let's pull it out, and then yeah, usually we just change the whole thing, and there's
Yeah.
no like the bits that we drill with. I'm not sure what you were using, but ours are like engineered and welded, and like they're all there's no way we would be able to fix them. So
Yeah, ours was
we just swap them right out.
I would say ours was probably about, two hands like that. And then you had all the teeth going around, and every tooth, I think they had like the diamond encrusted teeth to help cut better.
Oh, okay.
You could knock out each tooth and then
Yeah.
put the tooth back in.
Okay. Yeah. No,
But if you
those.
broke the bit, it was junk.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Ours
do
are. Yeah. We can't. We can't fix them.
it. Yeah.
If they come out messed up, yeah, that's we just change it. Even honestly, sometimes we'll run a bit and say the bit's not the problem, like it's the directional tools like telling us where we're at down there. If something's wrong with that, we'll change out those tools obviously, and a lot of times we'll just change the bit anyways because it's
Because you're
all
already, yeah.
yeah, we're already tripped out anyway, so might as well not risk running a used bit and have it damaged like just a few hours later kind of thing. So
Yeah. Gotcha.
yeah, but
So
yeah, no, ours are pretty high technology into them because yeah, I think they're worth like 30 grand, 40
I was
grand.
gonna say, I know the ones we used were, I don't think they were 30,000, but they were still, I mean, a couple grand easily just
Yeah,
for, that bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I
Definitely
think
not
they
the
just actually, I think the oil companies they just rent them actually, but then yeah, if they destroy them,
yeah,
then
buy it.
yeah, they're buying them. So
Um, are you married?
I am, yeah, yeah. Actually, we just had our first anniversary here on the 3rd, actually. So yeah, I've been married just over a year now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You have any kids?
Not yet. Not yet. We got one on the way though, so we're
Congratulations.
yeah. Yeah, we haven't got anything too organized, I guess. Did some house rentals, I guess, yesterday actually, put some new carpet in.
Yeah.
We're gonna start getting a room ready, I guess. So yeah,
You
no, I
know,
think
like
start a like New Year's Eve, kind of just after New Year's kind of thing, I think is what they're telling us. So is when the
Boy or
baby.
girl, do you know?
We don't know yet. The last ultrasound didn't really line up very good, so I think on our next one we'll be able to figure out. But yeah, I think we're gonna find out, and then we're gonna keep it a secret for the family. And then yeah, go from there, I guess. So
What are you hoping for?
uh honestly, I don't know. Probably a boy for sure. But I mean, honestly, whatever it is, it is.
Yeah,
We're not too worried about it as long as it's healthy. That's all we care about. But yeah, I mean,
exactly.
obviously I'd prefer a boy, but
We have a girl and a boy. Our oldest is a girl. My youngest is a boy.
great, yeah.
And they are definitely two different experiences.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Boy is just an animal. They are. They're nuts. They're wild.
Yeah.
Girl, she's more laid back, but also the attitude, the sass
Oh yeah.
that comes with it. Yeah.
Nice.
So I seen on your TikTok, I seen a couple different things,
Yeah.
and one of them I want to get into was soggy fries.
Oh,
You-
oh yeah. Yeah, so um it's not as common anymore, but like like quite a few years ago, this is even before I started. Um like for lunchtime, normally the newest guy on the crew, so either the least hand or the newest roughneck would go back to camp or go back like sometimes they set up a camp right on location. So he'll go over and he'll cook lunch or whatever for like the whole rig crew. And yeah, it was about this time last year actually, I guess. We ended up having one of those kind of jobs on night shift. Yeah, the one roughneck had to go back and make lunch for us, and yeah, he he kind of butchered it a little bit. Well, not a little bit, quite a bit. Yeah, the fries were like, I think he dunked them in the fryer and put them in the tray. They're still like
Still
frozen, I
raw and just soggy.
think. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, and there's a couple other things. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll just eat my granola bars for the night, I think.
How many guys are on your crew that you guys have to cook? Well, somebody has to cook.
um, well, usually it's just every guy's for themselves, I guess. Like everybody just brings their own lunch, but for that, like we got two roughnecks at the bottom, and then there's a motor hand. Like our bigger rigs, we got two Derrick Hands, so there's two of me on the rig, and then there's a driller.
Oh, okay.
Um, so we run like 6 guy crews up here. Depending on the rig, I guess it could be less, could be more. And then I guess there's like the rig manager and everybody who stays on location, like the company man and that stuff. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. What are the worst conditions that you've had to work in? Since I know that you said you're in Canada, I can't
Yeah.
imagine working outside in the winter up there.
Yeah, no, it's we've definitely had our share of shitty weather. Couple, what was it? 2 Christmases ago, I think it was minus 40 Celsius. Well, I guess it's same for you, Fahrenheit. That was without the wind chill. I think with the wind chill is about minus 52, minus 54 for
God.
about a week straight. And yeah, that was like we're used to the cold. I mean, you can always dress for it, but that was like brutal. Like obviously everything else is cold, like hydraulics and stuff, and
Yeah.
that's most of how the rig runs. So yeah, it was pretty slow going for that week there.
Yeah. How do you
um,
keep everything from freezing up?
well, for like the rig stuff, we got like boilers, so it's yeah, just a boiler on a skid really that we pushes steam around the rig, I guess, and helps keep it warm in different buildings and in the sub. Like we got to keep their inside the sub warm because that's where our BOP is. So like if we were to take a kick, that's what will shut in the well and save the rig from burning down, I guess. So we got to keep that warm. So yeah, we just use a boiler or electric heaters. There'll be electric heaters too, but like some stuff, I don't know. It is what it is. It just
So You just said that there's a pretty much a safety feature that will collapse in the well if something comes
Yeah,
out of
so
hose.
there's it's called the BOP or blowout preventer. So it's just a big white crazy looking thing, I guess, for somebody who's never seen one. But yeah, it's got different components that will squeeze around the pipe to prevent like the mud from shooting out of the well. And then we can like control it and go through a different route to where we can control the kick, I guess. And then yeah, because there are instances like I'm sure everybody's heard like that Deepwater Horizon
Yeah,
thing in the Gulf there, or just any rig, even on land. It happens on land lots too, kicks and stuff. So yeah, if that does happen, yeah, we got this blowout preventer inside our sub that will isolate the well off or seal the well off, I guess.
that's wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah. No,
I didn't
there's
know they had
it's
that.
yeah, like I mean, I kind of had a basic understanding of the rig stuff, like just growing up, because I mean we're around it lots. And then when I went to school, it kind of gave like a insight on it. But like when I got actually out into the field as a rig hand, I was like, man, there's a lot more going on out here.
Yeah, you really start. It's a hands-on. Hands-on's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
see
like it's
everything.
a lot of guys I get a lot of guys on my TikTok asking, "Oh, hey, do you got like, a driller spot? Like, what do I got to go to school for?" And it's like honestly, like the rig stuff, unless
Experience.
you're jumping like into like the company man phase or something like that, or geologist, maybe you can go to school. But like to work your way up to be a driller on the rigs, you can't. Like it's you just got to work your way up. There's no way around it.
Yeah, you gotta put in your time.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on, like right down from the roughneck all the way up to the driller. There's a lot of in between stuff that a guy should definitely be familiarized with before he just is at the top. So
So did you start as a roughneck?
yeah, I rough-necked well on the rig I'm still on now actually. I did that for about 2 years, 2.5 years, and then I worked motors for about 2.5 years, and now I've been working as a Derrick Hand for 2 years this summer. So
Nice.
yeah.
So you're on your way to being the driller.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a little slower probably than some guys, I guess. Like it depends on which rig you end up. Like you can move up fast if it's on a rig that's a lot of guys turning around, I guess. Like the one thing one rig manager told me was if you want to move up fast, you got to work where nobody else wants to. Because
Very true. Very
he said, yeah,
true.
like if a guy doesn't want to stay there, well, then he'll quit. So then that opens the position up for the
Yeah.
next spot. So yeah, I mean, some guys can be drilling like within probably I'd say 4 years. Like I know, like my old push, he said he roughnecked for I think a couple months, and then he was working motors, and then worked his way. I think he was drilling within like 3 years. So it's yeah, I don't know. It depends where you end up. I mean, I ended up on a rig that stays relatively busy, so it's like a full-time job. Nobody really wants to leave because it's steady work. So
Yeah. That's
it's
good.
definitely it's harder to work your way up on a rig like that, but it
I
still
was
can
just
be
gonna
done.
ask you too. How many guys have you seen come out there try to get on the rig and then they can't cut it?
Oh man,
I know that's
lots.
I did rock mining and I've seen plenty of guys come out that tried it and just couldn't handle it. They couldn't cut the labor.
Yeah,
And I know the rigs are, they're pretty intense too.
yeah. They I mean, it's definitely gotten easier over the years. Even since I've started, I've noticed it's gotten easier for some things, but um yeah, like especially during that COVID phase, like all these younger kids coming out like straight out of high school kind of thing, wanting the big oil money and stuff. And we've literally had guys work one shift and be like, no, I can't do it.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there was uh back when I was working motors there, that was through that COVID time. Yeah, I think for a while, I think 3 to 4 months in a row, we had at least one new roughneck every hitch. Because yeah, they come out, and then if they would last their whole shift, they would, and then they just wouldn't come back the next hitch, or they just do 6 days even, and just no show. They just disappeared. So
Couldn't handle it.
yeah, no, it's definitely a specific. I don't know what the word is for that, but yeah,
You
no,
got it or you
it's
don't.
not for everybody. It's definitely not
No.
for everybody.
Oh, it's either you're cut out for it or you ain't. You're gonna find out real quick too. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
the
it's
first day is gonna let you know if you're gonna be able to do it or not.
yeah, because no, you're getting dirty. You're getting guys are all kind of tired, so they're grumpy and they're yelling sometimes. And for like kids who coming out of like a McDonald's summer student job, it's definitely a big like holy shit.
Yeah,
And
we had a couple of kids that came out and worked with us on the drag line, and they, it comes to scraping grease. Get down and scrape all that grease, and you're talking, once you're done, you could fill up a 55-gallon drum of old grease.
oh
And
really?
oh
Holy
yeah, and they'd be like, "Well, what do you mean scrape grease? Get down
yeah.
there with your hands and knees and scrape the grease."
Oh really?
I don't want to do that. I didn't
Oh
ask if you want to do it. Told you to get
yeah.
down there and do it.
Well, yeah, I've heard that line before. It's like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's like, well, that's kind of your job now.
That's what you signed up for, so get ready
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it. Excuse me. So, since we're talking about, new guys trying to start and everything, I did see on your TikTok, and this was definitely interesting to me. You said on your TikTok to start off as a roughneck, those guys are almost making $775 a day.
yeah, yeah. That's Canadian.
That's money, man.
Yeah, no, it's like I don't know. I mean, I don't regret going to school, but I definitely wish I started sooner. I guess if I could have. But yeah, no, it's like because we get Roughnecks now are getting $39.50 an hour to start. Like that's your starting. Like it's a set wage until you get moved up to your next position. But so they get $39.50 an hour, overtime after 8 hours every day. So and we work 12-hour shifts every day. So that's 4 hours of overtime every day. Plus, then depending if we're in a hotel or if we're in a camp,
You get your
if
per
we're in
diem,
our hotel style jobs, we'll get 190, almost $200 a day, which is tax free too, because
which is really good too.
like that's definitely a big portion of our paychecks. I mean, obviously you got to factor in, you got to find a place to rent or a
Yeah.
hotel to stay in and food. But I mean, as long as you're not going to like, a steakhouse every night and sleeping in a Ramada or some high
Yeah.
class Hilton or something, you'll make money off it. So yeah, no, it's before tax and everything, it's like almost $800 a day starting out. So
That's crazy. I
yeah,
mean,
it's
that's a lot of money. You think
yeah,
that's almost like that's close to $5,000 a week. In a
yeah. I'm
week.
not like I know the taxes are a little higher. Like we're paid every 2 weeks if we're on the payroll. So I know my one roughneck was saying I think he was taking home about 85 to $8,600 on a 14-day check or 13-day check, I think. So I mean, it kind of if you can split it up, so you only get like a 10-day check, then it's a little better. The taxes aren't as high, but yeah, like guys are taking home like almost $12,000 a month.
It's good cash.
On
Which
the up here anyway.
I don't really know exactly what they make down here. But excuse me.
Yeah,
I
I'm
did
not.
see on that post that the guy, the reason you made that is because somebody told you they wouldn't get out of bed for that kind of money.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I don't know what kind of money he's used to and
That's
stuff.
what I
But
said when I read that. I was like, "Well, what's this dude making?
well,
What
yeah,
job's he
exactly.
at?"
Yeah, so it's. I mean, yeah, like for guys like me and stuff in these small towns, especially up here, like it's not really a whole lot going on. A lot of us get into the blue collar stuff, and it's just, yeah, it's the thing to live off of, really. Like, that's how a lot of families in, like, just even my small town, how they're being supported is working in the oil patch or something. So yeah, it's it's for what you need too. Like, you don't even need a high school diploma, honestly. I mean, you just need to pass a drug test and have a driver's license to get to the rig, and that's more or less all you need, besides your tickets and stuff. So, like, there's really no requirements right now.
Yeah, just if you're going to be able to handle it or not.
Yeah, really. Yeah, as long as you can show up sober, I guess, and yeah, you can lift the stuff you got to lift. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nobody's picky on what you look like or how tall you are or how fat you are or what the deal is. Yeah, it's as long as you can show up and do your job, nobody cares. So
Crazy.
yeah,
So I did see you have an Instagram.
yeah,
I see it's a lot of your truck on there.
yeah.
So you've been a truck guy? Are you a gearhead also?
Um, yeah, like I mean, as a kid, the same kind of thing. I guess I've been manifesting a lot of things, but I've been, yeah, I've always been wanted a diesel for like since I probably got jumped into my first Duramax, I think probably. Um, but yeah, no, been picking away at my truck, changing different parts on it and stuff. So
Well, I like your ladder bars.
yeah,
Expensive taste. I seen that and I was dying. I was like, that's awesome. I love it.
yeah, no, I was trying to think because I needed those bars because then it helps prevent the axle from
Yeah.
twisting. And yeah, the company, the shop that I got them made or whatever, yeah, they do the custom cutting and stuff. And they're like, "Well, what do you want in it?" And I like, damn, I don't know. You have to give me some time on this. And I was trying to think of something good. A lot of guys just put like Duramax or Power Stroke or whatever truck they got. Like, nah, it's gotta be something different. And I'm like, well, I like nice things, so. And this truck was expensive. I guess I got expensive taste, so yeah, I put that down there. And yeah, I get quite a few people. It's actually, believe it or not, it's a lot of the older, like the seniors, kind of really pointed out at it, like, the gas pumps or something. They're like, "Oh, I like your,
It's
I
slick.
like your traction bars and stuff." So
Yeah, I
no,
seen those and
definitely,
I thought it was definitely awesome. I was like, expensive taste, it's slick. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah. But yeah, no, I got minor. Well, I'm probably like average, I guess. Uh, Knowledge on mechanic stuff, just with working around the rig and being on the farm and stuff. So I know some stuff, but like internal engine stuff, that's beyond my just with the
Yeah.
tools I got. But yeah, no, I swapped the turbo on it.
Did you do the 9 blade?
I did, yeah,
I
yeah,
heard that cold start. That thing sounds mean.
yeah. It definitely that turns heads as well. So
Yeah.
if they if they don't see it coming, yeah, they hear it coming and then they're staring. So
It definitely sounds good. I seen that cold start. I was like, damn, that thing sounds mean.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on to our podcast. Is there anything you'd like to tell the viewers about anything about in the oil industry and the drilling?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like if people are looking to come in, it's definitely it's a change in industry. It's not like what people think where everybody's yelling and screaming at each other. I mean, you get your days, I guess, where people get frustrated, but for the most part, it's a pretty open industry now. And yeah, if people are looking to join, just apply online. Um, Try to get a first aid and H2S ticket, I guess, if you're up in Canada. I'm not sure what requirements are in the States, but yeah, it's definitely a good way to get ahead with the money you make if you're looking for financial setup, I guess, if you got nothing to fall back on.
Yeah, if you're pulling in almost $800 a day, yeah,
Yeah, and that's
there
just
it is,
starting.
guys,
Like,
right there.
yeah, that's just starting. So, like, once you work your way up, you're making even more money. Like, as a Derrick Hand, I'm up to almost $50 an hour. So,
Damn, dude.
and yeah, drillers are they're about $55 an hour almost. So, I think
And then you
they're,
get time and a half for overtime.
and then yeah, time and a half. That's 60 to $80 an hour, whatever it works out to be,
It's a
depending
lot
on
of cash.
position.
It's a
Yeah.
good living. Hard living, but a good living.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it, I think.
All right. Well, Lane, I appreciate you coming on here, man. It was awesome talking with you, and we'll have to check back in again with you.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Since you got that baby on the way, we gotta know what you had.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you'll probably see it somewhere, either Instagram or maybe even TikTok. So
All right. Well, I appreciate it, man.
yeah, thanks for having me.
Not a problem. We'll see you later.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.